Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we're moving on with another project that is a weird one, the bunker. I need some network in the bunker, otherwise a data center in a bunker isn't much fun without any networking. Well, it could be if it was an off-site copy of something. It would make good sense to not have any network going into the bunker, but not a lot of fun. That means that I would have to take a drive into the bunker and copy the data out there, and it would work. It would make good sense, but to be quite honest, I do not have any data that is that important. All this filming data, well, you already seen it. So I want to bring a network connection into the bunker, and I want to distribute it in the bunker, and therefore I got myself a switch. And for this switch I have to thank my patrons, because they paid for it. And this was inspired by Tobias, who is a patron and who hangs out with me every Sunday on Discord. So yeah, Tobias bought one of these. I think he paid more for it, and that's really odd because Tobias usually doesn't pay much for anything. Usually it's amazing how little this guy gets away with paying for stuff, but well, this time I beat him to it and got a managed switch. I hope so. If it's not managed, he won again. It should be managed. The thingy, AliExpress thing where I purchased it, says that it's managed. So so hopefully they didn't cheat me out of that part. But let's have a look at this switchity switch. So this is the thing that I purchased, and it's really affordable. $66.50, and it's an something com. And it's 2.5 gigabit ports. There are 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. And then it also has a 10 gigabit SFP plus slot for uplink. And it says it's a managed switch with VLANs and quality of service and port allocation, mirroring and flow control. Most of that I'm not probably gonna use for anything, but I wanted it to have the options, and here is all the stuff about it. So yeah, you can pause and read that. I'll leave a link in the description to AliExpress, so you can go and check this out if at the end of the day you find this interesting. So as this was splotchy cheap, the packaging is a brown cardboard box. So it says here that it's a 9-port 2.5 gigabit web managed switch. It doesn't say anything about the 10 gigabit uplink. Never mind, let's go into the box. Opens at the arrow. I have been in here, so everything is a little bit unwrapped, but yeah, this came in plastic, but now it doesn't. This is the switch. It's very small. It has a very special feature though. If you've been watching the bunker videos, you will know that I have a very small rack down there, so hopefully this switch will fit in the rack. This tiny PC is a little bit smaller, but also in the bunker there is like metal on each side, so I hope this will work as a top of rack switch. Otherwise it'll be a side switch. As there's not much to it. There's a reset button. If it's green, means that it's running 2.5 gigahertz link action. So yeah, that brag a little bit if you're using the maximum speed. If it blinks yellow, it means that you're running 10, 100 or 1000 megabit. Over here it says that it's a web managed 2.5 gigabit Ethernet switch, and there is our 10 gigabit uplink port with a plastic thing that you need nails to remove, so I nailed it. So an SFP port there, 10 gigabit, and I'll be able to uplink that to my other 10 gigabit switch in the data center. On the side, I don't know if this is gonna become important, but the air outtake, there's no fans in this, so it's on both sides. It has air vents, which could be a problem, because if I mount this in my tiny rack down there, those are gonna most definitely be covered up. But on the other side, it might be very chilly down there compared to what this switch is probably rated for. Another really good thing is that this runs 12 volt, and it does have an earthing connection, so that's fine. It comes with the tiniest of tiny little manuals, but I'm sure it's probably has what I need. I need the default password, it should be there somewhere. Then it has this thing. Yeah, they didn't put much into that, but it's a 12 volt 1 amp adapter. So yeah, we can go and try and see if that will fit in the data center, but we could also try and check out the web interface before we go in there. So how to get into the switch? I found the login management, and the switch has the default IP number 192.168.2.1, and password and username is both admin. So yeah, that should be easy enough. So let's try and connect it. So I actually I wanted to see if I could run this off USB. So I have one of these. It's a USB thing that takes the USB power and it converts it up to 12 volts. And I have a little, it's kind of a multimeter. It shows the voltage and how much power is being used. So let's try and power this and see what happens, if it kills my PC or what it does. It did not. It took the voltage down a little bit. This stopped blinking 12 volt though, and it's taking in 300 milliamps. That one shows activity, but this doesn't do anything. So maybe there's not enough power there. So one Lenovo to another, Lenovo power bank. Let's see if that is better. That keeps powered up now. Doesn't seem to get a connection there though. I'll give it a bit. It might be managed and slow. It does pull a little bit more power now. It's like it's using 0.4 amps, 5 volts. Okay, I put the power adapter on it just to make sure that something is doing. Down here I have a little, it's kind of a power over Ethernet switch, and it's also Wi-Fi. So on the back of it you can't see that a cable is going into it, and then it has two ports. This one, which is the one that I'm holding the other end of, and the black wire which goes up to that computer. And at the moment it's lighting up blue, which is very difficult to see. Right there it's lighting up blue. And I have a network connection up here, and I found as soon as I put this in, this box down here goes haywire. So we're gonna try and put it in. Let's try and put it in port 1. The box turns off down there, and I lost my internet connection there, and the network connection disappeared there. And if I take it out again, the box down there reboots. That's a new one. I think we need to take this apart and see if they filled it up with concrete. It was not the video that I thought I was gonna be making. I thought this was gonna be a piece of cake. So what the heck is going on here? Our improvement stamp just got destroyed. So, how do you take this box? Oh, this comes out. Everything looks legit. they did go through the effort and put something in here, so yeah, it's not a total scam. Well, they could have scammed a lot better than this for sure. Okay, I have this extremely stupid D-Link switch. It's a 1 gigabit switch, and I'm hoping that, well, that one is connected to my little thing on the wall and it's working fine. So I want to see what happens if when we connect it to our open spot wagon here. So this one goes into the stupid switch. So let's see what happens. That works. That is weird. If you just noticed that the sound changed was when I was putting up that little D-Link switch. I was pulling the cable and the camera tripod fell over and the camera went straight into the ground and my microphone holder thingy bob, well, fell off. So I do actually, I hope there's sound on this. Bum 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 bum. Okay, I'll have to check if there's any sound on this. Or a wire is there. So yeah, that microphone holder thing is more expensive than this switch. So that's a drag. It's a Røde microphone thing. Video on the go, or video go something. Okay, I just checked that there was actually some kind of sound on the video. The camera does have a built-in microphone on the top there. It should be okay. Well, I am super gluing the other mic in the basement. It's not going well. So, I put the power bank back on. It's supplying 5 volt out and it's drawing like 400 milliamps. Oh, now it actually dropped. So 5 volt, 400 milliamps. That is not a lot of power. So, well, let's see when it connects to something. Yep, it goes up. So now it's close to half an amp. So, oh my dear microphone. So I need to configure my computer to see the right IP number. It should be on the 2 net, so if I just change that to 2 and that to 2 and okay, I should be good to go. I put the IP number in, you might see that, and I do get access to the switch. Admin, we have access. Do you want it now? We will change that to something else. But, well, this is not terrible. It could be a lot worse. System, information. We have all information about this little switch. January 2024. Port settings, we have different options for setting up our ports. Configuration, VLANs, quality of service, loop, IGMP snooping, trunk group settings, port base mirroring, port insulation, bandwidth control, jumbo frame. Seems to have a lot of settings for an extremely cheap switch like this, and more importantly, it's almost not using any power, like 5 volts under half an amp. That is 2.5 watts. So I have some of these SFPs that converts an SFP to an copper connection. And I do have, I think this one works very well. It's a 10 gigabit connection, but a lot of these 10 gigabit connections are not able to make a 1 gigabit connection. when I put them in a 10 gigabit port. So let's pop this in and see how much. These can be several watts just by themselves. Yeah, that went up to 0.8 of an amp. So that's about the limit of what this thing can supply. So but now let's try and take this out and put it over there. Okay, so there's an activity LED underneath. I thought, well, that didn't do much, but I'll try and refresh this. Seems to still have good access to it. So sorry, I got this wrong. This one is 5 volts, 0.8 amps, but this thing can actually do 12 volt, 0.8 amps ish. So it's not near its limit yet. So yeah, my mistake. So this part is okay. I'm not gonna be using I'm hoping to put in a fiber optic cable in there, but yeah, I think we're good to try out and see if it will fit in the rack in the bunker. I'm preparing a little bunker maintenance. The grass has grown up around it. And I did not take the lid off before I did that because you saw grass coming everywhere. So let's take them. Oh, it's heavy. We have gotten some water. There. But the bunker seems nice and dry. I see some mold. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But we have some power down there, so I need to connect my solar power here to a solar panel, and then I can get the dehumidifier going down there. There, I have connected solar panel to the power station down there, so let's go in. Okay, we're in the bunker, and as this video is not going to be about cleaning the bunker again, this has run out of power. That's unfortunate. I don't have a charging cable for it. We could charge it right there. That's irritating. This is a really good flashlight. But luckily the sun is shining outside, so there is pretty good light. I have run into an issue though. Here we have the AliExpress switch. Yeah, it's not gonna be a top of rack switch, but it could be a bottom of rack switch. So yeah, that's how not straight my bunker is. So I could put it down here. I could get rid of this thing. I could put it a bit higher, or I could just put it there. Which I tend to kind of think is a decent idea. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I see that I have the same connection USB to go up to the monitor up here. So I should really just get a 12 volt connection down here. Do we? Oh, that was the. Put it over here. Oh, and then we need to. Oh, this is the dehumidifier. Ah. Okay, so there is a 12 volt connection here. That would power some stuff like the switch. So that would, instead of converting 5 volt up to 12 volt, it would be better to just go 12 volt, because every time you convert something, you lose something. We could just point this one upwards, it's less in the way, and turn it on again. Yeah, so we can see. Yeah, my solar panel up there, which is a 100 watt solar panel, is most definitely not delivering the power that it should anymore. We can turn off AC. Then we should get the power input 3 watts. I don't think that's right. I think we'll reset that. Reset. There. And we'll try and put that in again. There. But it's still not good up there. 100 watts giving up, well, supplying like 23 watts. I have had issues with the solar panel on all my power stations, so it is most definitely the solar panel that is the issue. Or it's really annoying to have a good looking solar panel that doesn't actually supply what it's supposed to supply. So yeah, that is messing with me. It must be broken somehow inside and not being good anymore. I haven't used it very much. No. Back to the switch. So yeah, I should put something on the bottom and just have the switch sitting there, and then power it from around the back here. And we could just, let's try and power it. Switch is sitting there. It has a cable in it there, and therefore we should be able to power on DC here. Power on. And now we have power. Well, it's difficult to see, but there is power on the switch. I should have pointed the camera to the switch. We'll turn that off again. There, and power on, and everything comes on. So yeah, we are one step closer to getting the bunker up and running. Wiring is going to come in this way from the outside, and Morten hasn't been digging the trenches that he needs to dig to get the wires through yet. And also I want to have a air fan up there that can blow some air in here. Not that it's an issue right now. So why is this carport? Oh, that means that there's power on this one and USB-A. That's interesting. Oh, and there's power on the monitor as well. So that's pretty convenient. The monitor and the switch apparently uses 8 watts. So let's try and disconnect the monitor there. Go away. The switch is still on, but it doesn't even register. Let's try and turn that off. There, it's off. And power it on. Let's see if it changes. It doesn't show us how much power it's using. So if we remove input power, do you then show us? There, output power 1 watt. I don't know, I trust the other one, it was so slightly more, so. But yeah, it's not drawing a whole lot of power, so that is fantastic. So put that back in. Let's see if it finds the solar panels. It does. I need to put another solar panel up there to give it more of a boost. Yeah, and I need to turn the dehumidifier on again. I've been cleaning down here again, and everything is wet. So well, we need the dehumidifier. And the dehumidifier, there is actually some water in it, so I think I'll empty it out. You see that it has removed some water. The issue is that I've had it off, and I haven't been in here since I went to Portugal, and that is over a month ago now. Dehumidifier container has been emptied, so it's ready to go again. Here we go again. And power on AC. This one, and I think we don't need the switch to be on right now, so we'll turn off DC. I will leave this running for a bit. I'll take this up and charge, and I'll close the video off here. If you have any experience with this sort of extremely cheap switches from Amazon or wherever you got your switches, and can recommend me not to use it or to use it, or what not to use it for, and especially if you know what was going on with my network connection inside, I would very much like to read about it in the comments below. I need to lift it up a little bit from the floor here, but other than that, I think the switch, when it's not using more power than it is, I think it's good. I don't think it's gonna overheat down here. It is really chilly. I'm down here in my shorts and a t-shirt, and it's cold. I haven't put the thermometer down here, but never mind. We're gonna get back to this switch when I dig around and make my trends, and I need the fiber optic connection to come down here. But until then, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.